Hello, welcome to my channel. In this video, we'll be sewing this dress that gently shapes the body with its corset-inspired waist detail and adds movement with its fluid skirt. With its modern lines and romantic silhouette, this design can be worn effortlessly, both for everyday looks and special occasions. By following along, you'll be able to sew your own dress with ease. Now, let's take a closer look at the patterns and start sewing this design step by step. The pattern includes 11 sizes, from 0 to 20, and you can see how perfectly each one fits on the screen. You'll also notice that the dress is designed with clean, well-balanced details, making it suitable for both beginners and more experienced sewists. All pieces are drafted to ensure a smooth sewing experience, and the construction has been planned to guide you comfortably from start to finish. On the screen, you'll first see the size chart showing body measurements from 0 to 20, followed by the finished garment measurements. Feel free to pause the video to take a closer look at the charts and choose the size that fits you best. Additionally, the patterns are prepared in a layered format, allowing you to print only the sizes you need. By activating the visibility of the sizes you want, you can print them in A4, A0, or letter format. Don't forget to visit my website to get the patterns. If you're unsure about how to print and prepare the patterns, you can check out my video titled How to Print and Assemble Your Digital Sewing Pattern. All the details are explained there. For this project, I used a medium weight black scuba crepe fabric. The patterns are designed to be used with stretch fabrics to achieve a close and comfortable fit. You may not get the expected result when using non-stretch fabrics. You can find the exact amount of fabric needed for your size in the PDF file that comes with the pattern purchase. For my sample, I used a fabric that was 150 centimeters wide and 3 meters long for a size 6. The choice of color and print is entirely up to your preference, but the measurements should be similar. Before removing the pattern pieces from the fabric, make sure to mark all the notches. These small marks will make it much easier to align the pieces correctly during sewing. You can also transfer the darts on the front piece to the fabric easily by following the indicated steps. Transfer the darts on the other front piece in the same way from the wrong side of the fabric. Now let's take a look at the pieces we've cut. On the screen you can see the A front and B back pieces. You should have 2 of each. One will be used as the main fabric and the other as a lining. For the skirt, you may choose to cut the C-skirt piece twice on the fold. However, this method requires more fabric. To use the fabric more efficiently, I cut the front skirt piece on the fold and the back skirt piece as 2 separate pieces. This reduced the overall fabric consumption, and since the back center seam is not visible in the final design, this approach does not affect the result in any negative way. We can now start sewing. First, fold the darts along the reference lines on the wrong side of the fabric and pin them in place. Then sew all the darts. After sewing the darts, carefully trim the seam allowances without cutting into the stitches. Now we can move on to joining the shoulders of the dress. Place the front and back pieces right sides together, pin along the shoulder seam, and sew. After completing the shoulder seams, carefully trim the excess seam allowances. Then place the pieces you joined at the shoulders right sides together, pin along the neckline, and sew. Next, press the seam allowances open and sew an understitch 2 to 3 millimeters from the seam line on the lining side. This prevents the lining from rolling outward and helps the neckline sit clean and flat. Then, press the neckline to set the shape. This pressing step helps the neckline look cleaner and more professional. After attaching the neckline, we use the burrito method to cleanly finish the underarms. Lay the main fabric and lining pieces flat right sides together. Then roll the body of the dress tightly from the neckline toward the hem, creating a neat burrito in the center. Fold the lining over the roll so that the rolled section stays sandwiched inside between the two fabric layers. Pin and sew along the underarm seam. This technique allows you to achieve a clean, fully enclosed finish. Finally, pull the rolled section out through the side opening to turn the pieces right side out. Repeat the same process for the other underarm. Roll the body again, fold the lining over the roll, and sew along the armhole using the same technique. Then pull the roll out to turn the pieces right side out. Since we finished the underarm seams, we can move on to the side seams. However, before that, we need to prepare the lacing loops that will be attached along the side edge for the corset-style back detail. You can use store-bought bias tape or make your own from the dress fabric. A piece of bias tape approximately 40 to 45 centimeters long and 2 centimeters wide will be sufficient. First, fold the bias tape lengthwise and stitch it. From the stitched bias tape, cut a total of 8 pieces, each measuring 5 centimeters in length. There are 4 notches on the right side and 4 on the left side, making a total of 8. Place the loop pieces onto these notches as shown, pin them in place, and then stitch them down to secure them. Once the loops are secured, we can move on to the final step of the bodice, joining the side seams. Align the side edges of the front and back pieces with right sides facing and pin them in place. Then sew the side seams of both the main fabric and the lining together in one pass to close the bodice. After completing the side seams, turn the piece right side out. This method allows you to achieve an exceptionally clean and flawless finish on both the inside and the outside. Now we can move on to attaching the skirt. If you cut the back skirt as 2 separate mirrored pieces, place them right sides together and stitch along the center back. However, if you chose to cut this piece on the fold, you can simply skip this step. Now we can attach the skirt to the bodice. First, align the top edge of the skirt with the bodice at the waistline, right sides together. Pin the skirt and bodice evenly, making sure the seam allowances are correctly positioned. Sew along the waistline, making sure the side seam lines are properly aligned. After sewing, you can finish the seam allowances with an overlocker. We've now reached the final step of our dress, preparing the corset laces. Once this step is complete, your dress will be fully finished. You can make the laces from the bias tape used for the corset loops or use ready-made laces. The PDF file that comes with the pattern shows the required length of laces for each size. I folded a 2 cm wide bias tape in half twice and stitched it to create a 5 meter long lace for size 6. Thread the corset ties through the prepared loops and adjust the waistline to your desired tightness. You won't believe how much it cinches your waist. And just like that, our dress is complete. With its elegant silhouette, flowing skirt, and corset details, it's a stylish yet comfortable design. I hope you enjoyed the process as much as I did. If you've made your own version, I'd love to see it. Don't forget to tag at the Farrah Studio. Your support truly means a lot to us. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Every comment and like helps us keep creating new patterns and tutorials. To stay updated about new patterns and surprise gifts, visit thefarrahstudio.com and join the newsletter. See you in the next project.